Welcome back to the channel, everybody. How's everybody been? It is Mags here. We are back again with another car video. Today we have an install of the dash cams. So as you know, in the UK there is a lot of scams or potential scams, people doing crazy stuff, anything for a bit of money realistically. So it's a good thing to probably have or install a dash cam for insurance purposes realistically, as well as it's good for safety. People aren't going to, well, they're less likely to break into your car and things like that with the camera. So yeah, without further ado, we'll carry on and I'll show you what camera we are going to be installing today. So today we're going to be installing the PLC Smart Wi-Fi dash camera. Other cameras are available. Obviously this is not an endorsement or a price or anything like that, you know, product placement. Yeah, this is what we're going to be installing. I'm going to go through the accessories, see what we've got. I think it's just the standard, you know, like power, plug and play type stuff. We'll be setting this all up and I'll show you roughly wiring and things like that to try and make it look as neat and tidy as possible. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to go into a little unboxing. With the one-handed unbox, we're going to go through, we're going to slide it out because it's the easiest way. We'll probably just throw that on the floor. That's just the box it comes in. Hopefully, we'll slide out nice and easy. There we go. We've got some bits and bobs in here. Warranty. Instructions, I'm guessing. We'll look through those in a second. I'll put them down. But we'll go through. So we've got the accessory side and the dashcam side. So actually, let's go to the accessories first. I've just ripped the box. So box quality, not great. But then again, you're going to just... as soon as you're done with this, you're going to just throw this in the bin. So not too bad, because it's not really a box you want to keep, because obviously once you've installed the camera, it's then going to stay where it is unless you sell the car. But then obviously you'll take it out of the car and put it in another car, so you're not actually going to need the box. So box quality doesn't really matter. The packaging on the camera does matter. So this side doesn't really matter. It's just the packaging on the camera side, which is what you want to have the quality. So obviously in the posting process, you don't have any damage to the camera, which, as you can see, we've got a lovely foam here, which is hopefully keeping the camera nice and secure. Probably best if I was to use two hands, but we can struggle through. There we go. It's actually a lot smaller than I would have thought, because it's in between this packaging. So this is it here. Very compact, very small, which isn't a bad thing. Obviously, if it's larger, then people are more likely to see it, or as in like outside the car than inside the car. But it looks very clean. It looks nice. It's not too glossy, so it's not going to show fingerprints too much. Say that and I'll probably leave a fingerprint on it. Not quite. So we've got USB-C power. We've got a micro USB, and we've got interior and exterior cameras. I believe this is the interior, this is the exterior one. I believe, I'll read through the notes, but I do believe the exterior one, so the one facing the road, is 4K, and the one facing inside is 1080p. But I'll read the instructions just to double check. So inside the little plastic wallet, we have these little stickers, and it says peel off for protection. I believe this is to clean off areas and things like that. I'm actually going to put them in there, because I do believe you're going to need those. Upgrade, you can get an extended month's warranty or something like that. I think it's 6 months. Get an extra 6 months warranty. It already offers 12 months, but so you can get it to an 18-month policy. That's just their website card, things like that. Cloth, cleaning cloth, which is actually quite handy, and then the instruction manual, user manual, to show you what is what. So yeah, I'm going to read through this, and then we're going to double check and show you the qualities, and I'll read through it to make sure everything's as standard as it should be, which I do believe it is. So what we've got here in the instruction manual, I think only the first few pages are English and then the rest are different languages. But we have the mini Wi-Fi dash camera, a rear camera, which is obviously, you might as well use it if you've got a rear camera or not. You know what I mean? It's better to have a rear camera than to not have a rear camera. for reasons of it shows the outside from the rear. And obviously on larger vehicles, it's way better to have than to not have. Car charger for charging the dash cam, because obviously it needs some charge, otherwise it's not going to work. We've got adhesive clips, so I'm guessing you can then clip it in lots of different locations. It does say 4. It comes with a screwdriver. I haven't seen a screwdriver, but that would be pretty cool if it has got a screwdriver. A pry tool for, I'm guessing, to then pry pieces of trim away and then obviously hide the cables behind it. Static stickers to remove dust. Cleaning cloth, simple as. Adhesive pads are already on the cameras themselves, which is very handy. The user manual, reading it currently, and then it kind of gives you a rundown on what we've got here. So it's got a microphone, an LCD display, which is handy so you can actually see it live. You've got memory card slots for both. I'm guessing obviously when they're full it'll either overwrite itself, or obviously you need to upgrade the memory. I'll read through, and as you can see, it gives you all the information here. It's actually very handy. Always good to read through the instruction manuals and keep, just because obviously then you've always got it. I'm just going to leave it in the glove box, and then if I ever need it, I've got the information there and then. Let's give you a quick rundown through here. Obviously it's telling you through the LCD display when it's recording, when it's not recording, what it's up to. There's also an app you can use, so you can then launch the video through your app, which is quite handy, especially for if I'm creating content, things like that. Actually might work quite well. I'll have to see how it works, but yeah, it's a very instructive manual. Obviously different cameras going to have different bits and bobs, but like overall it's very good. So I was right. We've got storage temperatures. That's interesting to know that it has different storage temperatures. So the memory card slot supports up to 256 gigs. I'm highly doubting that they've given me a 256 gigabyte storage capacity, because that would be quite expensive on their end. But the front camera is 4K and the rear camera is 1080p like I thought. But that's actually quite handy. Same again, more information here. But very informative instruction manual, very helpful. And we're going to go through and run some cables in a second. So carrying on through, I'm going to open up these other two little bags they were in the accessory port, so I'm guessing one of them is power for the front camera and one of them is the rear camera / rear camera power. We've got the little cloth there, cleaning cloth, and usually they have a side that opens easy. Yeah, they do. Come on. It's not going to be easy, is it? Right, we'll be right back. Alright, bag's now open. We can get rid of the said bags once again. No one needs those after they've been installed. So this looks like it is just a front forward-facing charging point. It's actually got a pretty hefty cable, so you can actually wire this up nicely, get it all hidden away. I do believe there's a way you have to plug it in and it has to read to the back, so it has to get the power to the back. But I'll have to see how far the cable reaches. It's got a pretty good cable though, to be fair. This side, I'm guessing, obviously, assuming it should be the rear-facing camera. So what have we got here? We've got the pry tool, screwdriver, and another adhesive pad. Oh, and little clips to hide the cable. That's actually handy. I'm not sure I'll need them, but... And here's the rear camera. Nothing special. It just will record the rear, which is what we want. What we got here? Up. And that is actually a hefty cable. So that will have to reach to the front. Obviously, this is then going to go and plug into the power cable or the power supply, the 12-volt socket, which will be here. What I'll have to do is I'll have to use my adapter. My adapter should be in here. So I've got my adapter. I'll plug the adapter in, and then I will then plug my USB-Cs, because obviously I need a USB-C. This is a bit sketchy. It also comes up with the voltage reading of the car, and then this adapts through both sides, and then I'll use it to then plug in the power, because we're going to need power, otherwise it's not going to work very well. So I'm going to have to start wiring up, I believe. So I'm going to go probably rear to the front. So I'm going to start in the boot and work my way back, and then what we'll do is we'll get it all kind of roughly lined up, and then we'll start tucking cables in, and I'll just recommend cable locations for hiding and things like that, just so it looks a bit nicer. And we've got actually a lot of cable considering, so we should be able to hide all of this, if not 99% of it, which is actually very handy. Also, a cool feature I've just realised we have on the rear-facing camera is there's a detachable port here. So actually, if you have a smaller car and you don't need all of this cable, you can actually just detach it here through this plug out point, and then obviously then plug it in here. Obviously, if you need the extra cable, you've got it. But my car's a little bit longer. It's an estate, as you guys know, but we'll see if we need it. If not, so I'm actually going to run it from forward backwards to then see if we need enough cable length, because we've got actually quite a lot of cable length from the front camera. So we're going to run front to back and then see what we need. If we need it all, it doesn't matter, we've got plenty. This is so much cable, we're going to definitely not need all of it. But we're going to go front to back. So I'm going to go into the passenger side now, and then we're going to start running cables. So you're in the passenger side now. Actually, it's pretty cold, so I'm going to close the door for now. But I've got the cable, we're going to run it through. I actually realised I probably should have plugged in the camera first, as in plugged it in. But we're going to work backwards and then do the camera, because I should have done the camera from the side where I need to see it, which obviously is the driver's side. But I want to undo this cable, and we're going to kind of test the length, because the minimum I need it to do is then go across the top of the passenger side, and then obviously go down the side and then to the back, depending on how much cable we've got. Obviously this needs to go in across the carpet and up. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere that's better. There's a bit of trim here, I might be able to pry it through. There's a pry tool, remember about the pry tool. But yeah, this needs to go, right. I thought it would have been two different lengths, so you do need all of the rest of the cable, because this is going to literally plug it in, and then this is going to go back. So that's actually not a great design. Personally, I would have done it not that way round. I would have probably gone with the cable being slightly together, bunched in, and then obviously gone slightly further down, because now you're going to have two cables coming from the front of the camera, which is two cables to hide from your visibility. So now I'm going to have to plug this cable in and then run it through the back, which is very tedious to do, but it's not out of the realms of possibility. So I'm going to get the pry tool out and get the other cable run, because the other cable needs to be run first, probably. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to get the pry tool out and the other cable out first. So we're going to be running the cable from the back to the front, as I think that's the easier way to do it, because it needs to plug into the front. As you can see, the cables are dangling down here. It needs to reach from the back all the way to the front, and I need to have it all hidden away. So I've got my pry tool out, and I've got my cables untangled, and then we're going to run from the boot. I'll probably actually stick the camera on and then run it through, or we'll run some through and then stick it on. We'll see which way works best, but yeah, a little bit annoyed with that design, but what can you do? You just got to work with what you've got. So yeah, I'll catch you when we've got it ready in the boot. Having a bit of trouble. I was trying to get it from here through this piece of trim down through this rubber grommet through to the other side, and then get it out just under here. But unfortunately, getting it through, the last hole is about here. I just popped the trim back on, and it's too difficult for me to get it round. I've got to get it from about here through here, eyeballing it, and then through down here, which is just a bit difficult for me. So I'm just going to go stick it on, and then the cable's just going to run through here, and then it's going to go into here. So it's going to be a little bit of a cable, as in just for this trim piece. Unfortunately, can I go underneath the trim? No, it's probably best not to. I could actually. We'll see how that goes. But I've got the cable all undone. Yeah, we've got a busy boot here. It's a family estate, so it is a busy boot. The camera's in the welly boot, don't want to get it damaged. The cable's very long, as you can see. We've got plenty of cable, so I'm going to see what the next best option is for going through, and then we'll go through, probably across, maybe up and then down this pillar, and then we'll run through down here, down, maybe behind this piece, through, and then we'll run it along the inside, through to the front. We'll run it through, and then up the side here behind these trim pieces, up and across behind the felted roof, and we're going to see how it works. So what I seem to have come up with is dangling down, so unconnecting dangling this bit down, we're going in through here and then across. So I'm just taking the trim off, we're going to tuck it through, down, hopefully go in this piece, across here, and then down through this piece. Hopefully the trim pieces are easy to get off. I have got a pry tool. I It's just started to rain, which is really tedious, but I'm going to carry on, basically just keep you updated as we go. The reason I unplugged the camera is so then I know I've guaranteed to have this much cable going across. So if you look here, there's plenty of cable for it. And obviously if there's too much, I can still tuck it in, which is nice. I'm going to close the passenger side door for now because we're going to work our way through the back. We're going to make our way through in here, so I'll keep you updated when we get the next bit of progression. So wish me luck. Progress has been made. So instead of going down through the trim, we've gone across. So my original plan was to go from here across, down into this trim piece and across. Instead I've gone through the top and down. Obviously I'll tuck it in, and tuck it down. That is the next course of action. Free lighting. Yeah, and then obviously then we don't have to go through too many trim pieces. We're just going through the ceiling and then down. Would it be easier to go through the ceiling? No, but we'll go down. I always run down. Every time I used to run sub speakers, it was always through the trim and down. So stay tuned. Not for subs, but for cameras. So I'm going to do the next bit, hide this in, and then clip those pieces back together, and then obviously go forward and then do the under trim bits. Progress has been made. So what we've done is obviously the back, I've put the trim back up. We've gone through the top here, across in the carpet. The ceiling mat, we've gone through, in, we've tucked it behind this trim piece. As you can see, it's a little bit different as it was before. We've got a tiny bit there that I need to just pluck in. We've gone down here, down, and now we're in this trim up to here. So we're going to follow it around. I'm actually going to try and put this trim piece in first, get this cable behind this trim, and then we're going to then carry through, going down in these trim bits, through, all the way through, up and into the front. Yeah, it's actually a bigger job than I thought it was going to be. But I've got the gist of what I need to do now, so I'm just going to plow on through and then keep you updated every now and then. First tackle is the grey trim at the top, trying to get the cable behind the trim piece instead of just kind of loose there. It might actually look fine there, but I'd rather it behind the trim than near the rubber, just in case. The rubber's there to stop the door, so don't really want that being in the way. But, we'll carry on. I'll update you in a second. All behind this trim. We've tucked it all in, under, through. I've got to here. I'm obviously pushing the seat as far forward as I can. I'm going to tuck it in as far as I can under here with this pry tool. And then I want to push the seat all the way further back. And then obviously do it from the front side. So we've got the trim piece all the way in. I do need to tuck it behind. This is the only problem spot for me, is in this corner. If it will focus, I'm guessing it's because it's too dark. There's the cables just out there. But the rest of this looks nice. The trim's all back in. So we're going to carry on forward, and I'll keep updating you when I can. Update. We've got both cables now through. So I've got the one from is tucked behind here, and it goes up and in, around, and we've got this cable that tucks in. So both cables are now here. So we're going to go through and around, open to the top. This one's nice and easy. I've already pried it off, as you can see, and then we're going to install the cameras. Just after that, we've got to use the wipes, but we'll use the wipes afterwards. I'm going to run the cables first. One of the cables are all in. We're going to install the cameras, but we're going to do cables first and then cameras. So I'll see you then. It's getting a bit dark now, but cables are in, through, and to here. You can just about see them if I poke them over the top of that. There's the cables. So now I'm going to run and do the rear one first. So I'm going to need the tape, and then I'm going to need to, I think that's the front one. Use the second biggest one, basically. We're going to go and do the tape. I'm guessing it's like a phone, like a camera. Can we hold this up? We can. So like stick it on. Okay. So the sticker's actually for adhesion. It's not for cleaning. Gonna pull off the front camera. Imagine I get it the wrong way around. Might cry. Just plug it in. So it's a bit difficult. Camera's in on the static sticker. Probably actually could have used a smaller one, but it's on. The cable's dangling here. Fill it up, so that should. Now, if we close them, you can kind of just see it there. That sticker does not look nice, but it's not for niceties. It's for getting stuff done. So now we've got to do the front side here. Hope it will hold. You know what? We're going sideways. We can go a bit deeper. So now you can actually see me because the light's on. So we want to. The power's there. We want to be that way around. Just trying to. Of course, the light goes off. We're going to get it up, and I'll show you the progress tomorrow.